don't have someone at 35 doesn't mean you keep going to 60 and 70. Again, going to extremes.
I'm 53, that's not extreme.
No, but you keep mentioning 60,
Talking to your
70.
mic, talking to your mic.
You keep mentioning 60, 70. That's extreme from 35.
But
that's
I'm 53.
Because you don't go from, you haven't mentioned, okay, a woman at 40.
But
You're jumping years. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying just because, my point is, to begin with, just because you're 35 and you're single doesn't mean you'll be single at 40, at 60, at 70.
Well, but the problem is at 35, you've lost all the things that men value. That's the problem, because men value femininity, fertility, and they value youth. So you can't say you're youthful when you're almost halfway through your life. Like, you can't say you're fertile when you're about to have geriatric pregnancy. So it's like, and you look worse than you did at 25, right? So the way you're thinking is like a woman.
Modern single women don't understand why they can't meet a good man in their social circle. Many of the ladies already have satisfying relationships. She is 34 years old, lives on the East Coast, has a degree, is wealthy, and has her life together, in addition to a ton of other accomplishments that she has accumulated throughout her life. Modern women no longer lament the lack of men in their lives, but rather the inability to find their soulmates. They're sick of being alone and married ladies. You need to grasp something. What do you add to a man's life that will entice him to settle down and have children? When he is free to do whatever he wants, he is not required to respond. Does anyone here know how to handle any woman's problems? When it comes to women, you want a stable man, and by that we mean a man who will support you financially so he can be with you. After all, love isn't about determining whether or not you're exchanging the same amount of energy. However, modern women want handouts and expect them. Why would he restrict all of that liberty? Men who are good and smart are able to immediately recognize a leech, which is why they do not want to be with you, because you are not just a financial dream but also a drain both physically and mentally. Psychologically, women, you are burning a man's life to the ground. A man will tell you that he merely thinks after a few nights with you because he is aware of the burden and headaches. But the smart guy is calculative and has a clear sense of his goals for the future. If he does not consider you to be beneficial to his life, then he is aware of his destination and is able to see some kind of advantage in having relationships with women. This advantage does not have to be monetary. It could simply be a sense of calm or a back rub. Why would he want to stay with you permanently if he doesn't think you can accomplish that? Nothing about it makes sense, and you wouldn't believe that you are deserving of a decent man because you've been told this story. What did you do to deserve that privilege? That honorable individual who worked tirelessly to improve his life. You've been fed these stories about these different things, including that you're a queen or princess who can date, sleep, and do all of these things. You've been told that you're a good person. Okay, that's fine. And when you're ready to start a family and find the right guy for you, all you have to do is be there happy and ready to take care of you and provide for all of your requirements. Since we are aware that you women are suffering on the inside, this message is directed specifically at you until you reach a surface level of self-awareness. Now we can see if you want a secure man with a reasonable source of money, which is reasonable. However, if you want a man to fly you across the world in a private aircraft, you must be an avid traveler because that would cost a lot of money, and there are many wonderful men out there. So why would he do that? The prehension. You don't want to be his prop. You don't want to imitate him. You prefer to conduct yourself, and to don't get your way, you're just wine and grapes, and you'll go off. You know he can give you all of his time and attention, but what do you offer in return? Why should he just think anyway, stop what he's doing, and buy you all the big house and that car? What do you bring to an ant's life that he values? So how can he assist us as single men who have declared that we are keeping our lives? How could you force a man in that kind of life to be free when we keep all of our money to ourselves? Have any of you ladies given any thought to why he would choose that kind of life, considering that you don't care? We can assume you haven't. You said, okay, we want a wealthy man who is also desirable on the job market. However, how do you add his life? We ask, what do you bring to the table? When you ask ladies these questions, they simply become angry. You understand why they don't bring anything, nothing. They are unsure of what they should bring. They don't want to say things like they don't know what they should bring. What should we expect from you, women? All you have to do is show up and then love us. How about the dishes, the ironing, and the cooking? How quickly can you prepare a complete meal, which is what a decent man wants? Can you give him a back rub? Can you say hello to him in a kind voice? How was your day? Can you perform these tasks? What should we expect from you, women? All you have to do is show up and then love us. What about the dishes, ironing, and everything else? We don't ask for much from women, but even though we don't ask for much, you still need to do something if you expect to receive our requests over time. We guarantee that your appearance will deteriorate, and we don't know what else you have to base your decisions on if they get worse. Many of you women lack compassion in your souls. What kind of behavior do you exhibit when using social media? It's a sad day, but as it turns out, many of you women are unmarried. We've spoken with a number of lonely women who are tired of being wrapped up. We are sick and tired of being side chicks, ladies. You're curious as to why you're a side chick, and the reason you aren't being promoted, aren't you? As far as we can tell, we detect a wrongness in your soul. Your intentions aren't pure, you simply want money. Men are drawn to women who are both physically fit and have a sense of femininity and refinement. Men want that, but keep in mind that you've been told that what we just mentioned, cooking, cleaning, being graceful, feminine, and sensitive, is exactly what men want. Nevertheless, men want that. We're not interested in a woman who has all of these things going for her, like degrees and awards. You don't want to make them happy, so you want a home with 4 or 5 bedrooms. The dog and the car you want are only surface-level things. We don't mind that we have an honorable man because men don't want that in a woman. You don't want to be a man's man, so that's why you're single and miserable. The only thing you want is a white picket fence. This is the reason why you women are miserable and unable to find love. We have previously stated that a man would be very content if placed in a studio apartment with some ramen noodles and a TV. However, a woman will always find a way to be unhappy, even if she is given access to everything her heart desires in a mansion. The reason you women are unhappy and unable to find love is because you do not feel good about yourself. As a result, you jump from relationship to relationship. To give your support, click the thumbs up button. Please leave a comment below if you would like to see more videos like this one. Be sure to give it to the guys who are in the most precarious need of it.